Hey guys, let's try to solve today's LeetCode daily problem, zero array transformation 1. So you're given an integer array, nums, of length n and 2D array queries, where queries of I is given with a range of left and right. And for each queries, you select a subset of indices, okay, decrement the values, selected index by 1, okay. So in the end, return true if it's possible to transform nums into a zero array after processing all the queries sequentially. Otherwise, return false. Okay, so basically what we're gonna have is some array of nums, right? Some like I'm just gonna make an example: 2, 5, 3, 4, 4, 3. It can be a random number of integers, and we're gonna have queries which are an array of ranges, right, left and right. So it could be like 0 and 2, it could be like 1 and 3, blah blah blah, 2, 4, etc. So it's saying that after all these queries, so for each query, what do we do? For each query, we decrement by 1 for each value in our range. So for example, if we take a look at 2 and 4, this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? The indexes. This is 2 and this is 4. So so everything in between is going to be -1. So this is going to turn into 2, this is going to turn into 3, and this is going to turn to 3. So it's saying that after all these queries, can we transform the entire array into zeros? Right? This is kind of, can we do that? So how are we going to approach this? So at first, I thought of, before realizing the trick to this problem, I thought maybe it had to do with something with the prefix sums, because I feel like if you're given a long range of integers, of an array of integers, and it asking you like, and it gives you some intervals, usually what you do is like you find the prefix sum, and then you kind of like, you choose like an arbitrary index, and then you choose, and then so if array was a prefix array, then simply subtracting the rightmost and leftmost within range would give you that sum. So I thought maybe I had to do something with that. But actually, as a combination of this, plus using a difference array. So the difference array allows us to count the number of operations that we've done in a specific array. So if we have nums, right? Let's go back to nums. First, we're gonna initialize. So nums is a length of what? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So n is equal to 6. So let's call this prefix nums. Let's initialize it to all zeros. And think of each number as a number of operations, right? And the trick is we're going to eventually use the prefix array. We're going to transform this prefix nums. Oh no, sorry, this should be the difference. We're going to transform this into a prefix array by adding the total number of operations that we've done. So if it's 2, if we have something like 2 and 4, let's see, 0, 1, 0, 1, 2. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna set the difference of that left +1, and we're gonna set the difference of the right +1 by -1. So at first I looked at this and I was like, wait, this doesn't really make sense. Why are we so hung up on these operations? And the thing is because, so let's see, difference of left plus -1. So if left was here, let me write this out for you guys. Left is equal to 2 and right is equal to 4, right? So left is 2, 0, 1, 2. So this is going to transform to 1, and right +1. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so this is 5, right? So this is going to be -1. And why this is because if you take a look at the prefix sums, I don't know why this is acting up. It's kind of weird. Anyways, if you take a look at, if you do a prefix sums later, right? Prefix sums, this is going to turn to 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0. Do you see how everything within this range of 2 to 4 is exactly all the same number of operations? So So you're going to increment 1 at the leftmost because that's going to account for all the rest of the range, and you do -1 past the right to reset because we only did operations until this range, right? We don't want to keep doing operations beyond. So that's kind of the logic for this problem. And basically, as we get a final prefix sums, right? If we get a final prefix sums array, we check if the number of counts at a specific index I is greater than, or I guess you can just say that nums of I must be it has to be greater than this, right? Because our number of operations, so if we had 6, but we only have 8, we have 8 operations, then that's not -2, so that's good because we can definitely make 0. But if we made 6 operations to a number that was only like 15, that's only gonna be 9, and that's not equal to 0. So that's kind of how we want to approach it. Yeah, so that seems like the way to go. Yes. Yeah, so that should be it, but let's just get on straight to the coding.